Hi, and welcome back. It's been a busy week here. We've released 2 action sets. One is referred to as the supercharged color corrections, and then this set, which is basically geared for color cast, simple color cast, so to speak, action set. This set has red, yellow, gray, green, and blue. There's not a lot of blue in this image, but this image has all of the other colors going on in it, and I thought it was a great example of how this set is going to benefit you and your workflow. It was graciously loaned to me by someone in a private Facebook group, and I want to thank them very much for that. And let's get started. As you know, with color casts, depending on the degrees, you're going to need to deal with those different degrees of color casts separately, because when you're dealing with color casts, such as in this situation, she has some grays here, but she has a stronger gray right here. So I'm able to know this before starting my actions, to know that I'm going to need to do at least 2 gray cast fix on her face, and I'm seeing green and yellow, and we're seeing red. So let's get started. Right now, like I said, we have issues with the gray. I've assigned F5 as a shortcut key to play my actions, so that's all I'm doing. And it states with a soft white brush to remove the gray cast from the areas with the gray cast, and then adjust the opacity of the group to your liking. We're going to say OK. Like I said, I can see that there's already 2 degrees of this, so what we can do is we can come over here and we can duplicate the group right from the get-go. So on our first gray layer, let's go ahead and choose our brush. Make sure our foreground is black. It's set at 100%. I'm sorry, we needed a white brush. There we go. And we're going to paint this on the gray areas. It's replacing color as we're going. And you can see that it's already adjusting a lot of the grays in here. But the lip right here needs just a touch more. And I think that's pretty much it for the grays. So we can see that she's got some yellow and green on her hands here. So let's go ahead and do the green. The dialog box remains the same, using a white brush. And this is replacing color at the same time. There's a little bit of green up in here. And we're going to reduce the opacity of that because we don't need our hands magenta, we just need the green out. And that looks good right about there. So we know we have to take care of the reds. So we're going to run that. And I'm going to paint this on her lips. They're very close to clipping, and I'm not sure that that's really the color she was going for, or that it was true to the color. So we're going to pull that down to about 33%. And then this red in the shadow, we can define the jaw a little bit more by reducing a little bit of that red shadow. And you see that it brings out her jawline just a little bit more. Now we'll go to the yellow. And we're going to reduce this shadow in her neck just a little bit. We're going to pull the opacity down. It looks pretty good right about there. I think I see some green up in here. There we go. Let's pull that down just a little bit more. And we are good there. So here is our before, and here is our after. And it took these 5 layers about 2 minutes, and that's with me explaining. And we're ready to go to the next step of our editing process. Now, I'm all about non-destructive editing, so at this point in time, you could add another layer, and you could come in here and choose your healing brush, J, and take care of any impurities that you felt the need to. A couple stray hairs, whatever. And being that most likely you're going to be using frequency separation and skin smoothing, and you're going to be changing things up through your editing process, what I would do at this point in time is go to File, Save As, and name this as, I already saved one and I made an error on the video, so I'm going to name it as number 2. It's in the sRGB format, and I'm going to save it. Because of saving this as a separate PSD, all of our layers are going to be there in the event that we get further down in our editing process and we need to backtrack and get back to these color casts or make an adjustment because we ran another action that affected the entire thing or a specific color. We can always go back to this and correct it. So always remember to save multiple PSDs. Sometimes I have 3 and 4 PSDs of the same file because I don't want to lose my layers through my process. So I hope that these are as beneficial to you as they are and have been to the people that have been testing for me, and that you enjoy them. And I hope that it speeds up your process, and maybe it'll help some see the color casts a little bit better, being able to play with these. Seeing color casts it's a very difficult thing to learn. Some people are better at it than others, and I have no idea why, but this action set has all the tools in it to help you in your color cast issues. I hope you enjoy, and most of all, have a great day. Thank you again.